Greetings, Minecrafters. Nonsanity here, and welcome to episode 8 of my OmniFactory series. I've been doing some cleanup, as you can see behind me, and I'll show that to you in a moment. I also want to get a freezer going and some other miscellaneous items. I want to get to titanium. Let's get started. Haha, I went up. Alright, so as you can see, cleanup and fancy labels. Let's fly. Oh, now that I'm recording, everything's a little slower. Oh no, I took off my helmet. That's why. Yeah, now I can fly. All right. Yeah, I've got the first tier of the quantum tanks here, which really they hold a ton. I've got 483 buckets, and it's not even registering early on the bar graph. Oxygen's pretty high up. That's 20,000 buckets. I think mercury is one of the highest. No, it's only 10,000. So I guess oxygen is the highest. Yeah, because it's been running for a while, which is good because it's a little slow in producing. Some of them that had ender tanks, I still have the ender tanks. They're attached to the back, so they still stay filled up. So if I need the ethylene somewhere else, like over there or whatever, or the oxygen somewhere else, I can take these extra tanks that I've just placed on the front and go set it up. I had these set up for these three. I didn't set it up for the rest, except for titanium tetrachloride. Yes, I was going to do project chest for the few extra systems I've set up down here, but after the rearrangement of everything, and I rearranged everything, I didn't move every block, but the piping's all different. I figured it's just easier to show you when I'm showing you the upgrades. So, what have I done to clean things up? Well, all the fluids are now stored up there. Again, I'm trying to keep my general processing, especially the stuff that is fully, generated by the mobs or from cobblestone or anything renewable, which almost everything over here is, with a few exceptions that are these three red storage drawers. Those are manual inputs. I have to dump something in. So if I want to get more of these phenolic substrates, I have to toss the these things, whatever they're called, I forget what they're called, in there to get processed. I so far don't need more of them, so I'm sort of waiting on that one. That is a renewable resource because that's just made from wood and rubber, and that farm is off because it made so much. So I could generate infinite amounts of those, but I don't need infinite amounts of those, so I'll wait and to see if I need lots later. If so, I can set it up to be automatic. This one is salt. The salt comes in, gets mixed with water. I think I might have shown this before. And then the salt water gets electrolyzed into chlorine. Yes, it goes up there to chlorine. That's how I'm getting my chlorine. Then what do we got over here? All right, this one is down here. Take some of the chlorine and some of the ethylene from those two. And that creates vinyl chloride and hydrochloric acid. The hydrochloric acid goes up there. The vinyl chloride gets mixed with oxygen from up there. And that gets turned into polyvinyl chloride. And then that gets sent up to the solidifier to make the polyvinyl chloride sheets, these guys over here, which I think is fully... No, it's not. It's stopped for some reason. I must not have the output set correctly. It needs to be on white. It's not on white. There. That should... Yep, there it's now it's going. I don't know if I'm going to need a ton of these things. Oh, it makes the... Yeah, I might. I'll let it run. It's essentially free. Well, it's using the chloride, which comes from the salt. So there is a limited amount of that. How much do I have up here? 181 buckets. Yeah. I've probably got enough of this for the moment. I guess I'll turn that off. So that just backs up in there and then stops again. So what I'm doing for all the piping is all of these tanks are set to insert with a filter of their type. So this is only taking ethylene. This one can only insert oxygen. And they're also outputting on the same color, except the ethylene. Why is the ethylene not? There's probably a reason. I won't turn it back on right now until I make sure. But this one's set to extract on red as well. So the red color is all liquids. Now I'm just using filters everywhere. So down here, this machine both inserts and exports a fluid. So it should have a filter saying it takes diluted sulfuric acid. There's no filter on the output. It just sends out the sulfuric acid it creates, which can only go, where's the sulfuric? Oh, up to that guy up there, or to any other machine that has that filter set. So these basically act as thermal expansion, to use the actual, use a semi-technical term, but not the mod. I'm not talking about the mod. I'm talking about, my hot water heater has a thermal expansion tank on it. So if things get too high pressure, it'll blow into the tank instead of blowing out into the room. Well, that's not exactly it. There's a rubber bladder inside that's pressurized to the same pressure that should be in the system, but if the system increases in pressure, instead of leaking out, it just inflates the bladder a little bit and then until it returns back to normal. It basically equalizes the pressure in the system against minor fluctuations, like a shock absorber. And now you know. Ding! So anyway, so all the red is liquid, and then all the white is set up the same way. If something inserts on white, except this is, down here is the drawer controller for these guys, so it can only take what these hold. And this guy's not attached to it. Let's see, is anybody else insert on white? Here's one. So he's got a filter for carbon dust and rutile, and it's a limited item since it's taking 2. So it's short on carbon dust right now. So run out? No. That's carbon dust, right? It is. White insert. Alright. Maybe this is not set to extract. No, it is. Is there a break in the line somewhere? No. Alright, I don't know why. Greg Tech Community Edition Carbon Dust. There's only one in there. Same stuff. 2 in there and it will activate. Alright, well I'll figure that out. What's wrong with that one off camera? I don't see a break. I did eventually find it. It wasn't too hard to spot, but if we come back over here and look at the drawer that is outputting on white, this thing inputs on white. So it's just cycling right back into the system and never going anywhere else because this is the closest destination and it wasn't set to round robin. So by changing this from white to another color and the other end to another color, the same color, then they could get their inputs just fine. And that was the problem. And now, back to our regular scheduled show. So that's extracting the phenol. And this is inserting the coal. That one's crossing on orange. I'm using other colors just for like one-to-one connections like that. So I think there's a yellow over here coming from down here. Otherwise, white is items and red is fluids. So here's an in and out, so it's got sulfuric acid. When there's 2 different types of something, like Greg Tech and Nuclear Craft, I put both in. Yeah, this is Forestry's ethanol is the main one, but I also put in, maybe it's nuclear, I don't know, so another mod adds another ethanol. And up here, oxygen and ethylene. And this seems to be working pretty well, except for that one that's stopped for no apparent reason. So what else have we got down here? All right, down here I've got, let's go in the back. I've got one of my sugarcane chests. That's feeding down here into this autocrafter. 2 sugarcanes gets you sugarcane seeds. And I put 1 speed upgrade in there just to keep this going at fast enough. And that gets piped up on a separate brown, I think it is, yeah. Well, this is a separate pipe network anyways, it doesn't matter. Into a fluid extractor, which is turning it into, which you get piped out, the seed oil. Getting a lot of seed oil. That's pretty good. So we did these, right? That's polyvinyl. Up here, no, this one. This one is taking ruby dust and electrolyzing it. No, that isn't right, is it? You don't electrolyze. Yeah, you do. Oh, but it needs oxygen. Or it creates oxygen, and the oxygen is not going out. Fluid. Aha. Extract the oxygen. There it goes. That'll send the oxygen up there to that tank. So in changing everything over, I probably missed a few. All right, I'm making aluminum. I was wondering why I was out of aluminum. I put more in here from my aluminum creation over there from cobblestone. All right, so that's making the ruby dust. And then the ruby dust... Okay, yeah. Where does the... Alright, so this is a redstone chest coming from over there. Piping into here. The redstone turns it into ruby dust, and that's not outputting either. It's outputting on white. It should. And this guy... Oh, he's not set to... Oh, this guy. He's set to take ruby dust on white. Oh, well, he's full. Okay, it is working. Alright, so he's taking the ruby dust, turning it into chrome, which goes over here, and aluminum. Goes into those two. They don't have a drawer controller, they're just being fed into directly. So this is giving me my chrome, which I'm going to need. Is there anything else in this stack? What is this electrolyzer doing? Nothing at the moment. Set up to take carbon monoxide. Okay, so carbon monoxide gets made by something. But I think I'm just storing it, aren't I? No, I figured it was easy enough to make. So any carbon dioxide comes in here and will get turned into... What is carbon? Nuclear craft. No, this one. Makes carbon dust and oxygen. Yeah, because I need oxygen and I need carbon dust, so I figured just break it down again. So that's there. Yeah, that makes a big difference overclocking. Alright, so that's giving us silicon dust, pyrite dust, chrome, and aluminum. So here's another one of the inputs. I put apatite into here. Oh, it stopped. Yeah, here's another case where those two should definitely be working. Extracting white all the time. Connects up. Insert white. Apatite. It's the same stuff. Oh, no, different apatite. Oh, I put a purified. Yeah, I don't want purified in here. That needs to be processed more. I must have grabbed it out at the wrong time. Toss that in here. Yeah, it needs to go to the centrifuge. Maybe I didn't set that up. Centrifuge. Oh, I must have cleared it out when I added something else. There we go. If I have any more of that in my system, purified, I do. Alright. Just dump this all in here to be centrifuged. If you hear something here, this is my tank from my nether pump. It's going into a fluid pacer from Actually Additions. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I can look down this way. It's being placed next to this flowing water, which turns it into obsidian. And, ooh, it's almost done. I think I will, yeah, it's probably enough for now. Turn that off. Alright. Lots of obsidian. That was a fast way to make obsidian. I can make more dark steel. Rearrange this a little bit. It's still just an ugly mess. Somehow I was making two different apatite drawers. You can see the one with the tree and the one with the that one is different. And those, I don't know what was different about them, but it's okay. I'm going to be switched to these concrete-based ones that look much nicer eventually. I'm going to clean up all my storage at some point. Cleaning up all that mess, that was a #1 priority. I think it came out good. These signs, these are screens from extra utilities. Let's see, I'll break this one. Can I copy? Nope, that's going to probably break it. When you place them, they have, no screen, and they want an imager link. So let me hop over to another screen here and get, that was ethylene. Copy the ethylene, and paste it in here. So there's the code for that one. Done. Ethylene. For anybody that wants to freeze frame and grab these links, I don't know if they're public. I guess it must be public if these machines are able to get it. If I remember, I'll put them in the description as well. But at least there's a visual record for anybody that wants them. I don't know how many people are going to want to do them. What I do is I come up and I take a screenshot and I cut out, well, that one's sort of hard to see, cut out this little 64 by 64 pixel sample of the texture, scale it up to 128 by 128, and then write some text in it and give it a black border. And it makes a nice little sign. It's low resolution. If you get up close, you can see, but that's Minecraft for you. They look good and readable from a distance. Alright, so the last thing, this apatite, if I want to get the right apatite in there, I guess I must have put the wrong one in when I switched over to the red drawer. That comes in with sulfuric acid and water from the tank behind it, and that turns it into hydrochloric acid and phosphoric acid. The phosphoric is what I'm going for. The hydrochloric gets stored because there are other uses for that. The phosphoric acid comes over here, gets mixed with energetic blend, which is redstone and glowstone, right? Yeah, because I'm mixing it down here. Redstone, glowstone, which are both. Whoop, I just grapple hooked. This is my redstone chest and the glowstone chest from over there. So they pipe into the bottom, get mixed together into energetic blend, which gets output into here, along with some aluminum that I'm getting from another process. And that makes luminescence. Oh, one too many. So I think at some point I need a luminescence, block of luminescence. Yeah, that's used for something, isn't it? Ah, yeah, a nether star core. I could totally make a nether star right now. Let's go do that. I haven't done that yet. I added a fluid terminal because originally I was going to use a formation plane and hook this all up, but the formation plane just wasn't working. I've seen other people have similar troubles, and my frame rate just got really bad for some reason. Alright, so this There's another star core. It gets you 4 of those. That's very nice. This piece. Can I do 4? This piece. I got all these from the mob farm, of course. There we go. And I'm just going to go into here so I can say use. I just got 4 nether stars. Bloop. Very nice. I don't know if they're too useful in general right now. Mending. Don't really need to worry about mending right now. We will need a lot of them in the future. Polarization gets you nether star dust. I think that's just a recipe that got added, but it's not really used for anything. Yeah. There's a lot of materials in this pack that don't really have a use yet. Gravistar with liquid neutronium. That'll be used for a bunch of endgame recipes. Nether star with water gets you a nether star lens. Well, that's for the laser thing, I guess. Precision laser engraver. Oh, system on a chip wafers. Oh, we can make those now. Those are used for high-end... Oh, the 3rd and final tier 1. Oh, nice. Totally making that. Plastic circuit board, a system on a chip, and fine tin alloy wire. Gets you 4 tier 1 circuits. Just a little bit of tin. Oh, that's so much cheaper. Distracted, I know. Oh, but Naquita doped wafers. Darn it. Yeah, I can't do that. 8,000 EU a tick in the blast furnace. Naquita, block of silicon, and argon. I don't have the Naquita and argon yet. I know how to get argon. Well, I can't make hot Naquita? It's not how you make Naquita. There's no... Huh. How else do you make Naquita? Oh, fusion. Thorium and plutonium. Yeah, it'll be a while before we can make that. The tier 1 circuit, the 3rd tier 1 circuit's that far ahead in the future. Circuits. All right. I expanded my thing here to make more circuits. I'm trying something out. Doesn't look like... I don't know if it's working too well. I guess it is. I'm telling the output of these guys to round robin. So round robin enabled. And this one drawer here is not set to output like all the others are. All the others are trying to output and they get filtered into these machines. So right now this circuit is only got, there's 0 of it, so it can't make any more of this. Well, actually that's the tier that makes them. It can't make any more of these. There's only 1 in here and it needs like 2 or 4 or something. So it's stuck until more of these are made. And those have stopped because... Which... Resistor... Probably the fine tin alloy wire. Central processing unit. Central processing unit. This guy over here. I need to refill that. That'll make more of those. But it should be round robining as it makes them, putting half of them here and half of them up here. Because I wanted to have some, you know, just for doing tier 1 recipes. Because these are cheaper than the other ones. Likewise with these. Half of them go there, half of them go here. That seems to be working. These get used for further processing and these get saved. And the same with those two. As they get put here, that makes more of these. These are the tier 4 circuits. I'm finally making these. That's what this last one over here is. So look at this. Requirements: 16 resistors, 6 transistors, 4 diodes, 8 capacitors, 4 RAM, 8 vibrant alloy wires, 4 stainless steel frames. That's expensive. And 2 of the second tier 3 circuit. And it's currently out probably because of the frames. No. Seems to have everything. 4 RAM. Oh, the vibrant alloy wire. That's missing. I'm out of that, aren't I? I am. Still, with these, you can make EV machines. But I need titanium plate. Titanium, hot titanium, blast furnace at 2100 Kelvin, magnesium dust, and titanium tetrachloride. Alright, well, I'm now making titanium tetrachloride, as I showed. And magnesium dust I'm making upstairs from cobblestone. How's that doing? It's a very slow process, but... Ooh, that's made 3,000. Let's take 4 stacks. How are these doing? They're pretty low. I gotta move that one down into the main space. Alright, so we can put these in here. And this is the companion titanium tetrachloride. So if I can put it here and rotate, that should fill up. And now it is not going to do anything because the temperature is too low. These copper nickel blocks are not good enough. So we need, what is it? Canthal. To make canthal, you take iron dust, aluminum dust, and chrome dust. I've got those. Mix them together to make canthal dust. So let's go make a small batch. Canthal dust. Yeah, we'll just make the 3. Toss those in instead. Yeah, this might be confusing it. Yeah. Keep pulling it out until they're all gone. Okay. Let the rest back in. So that just made... Oh, I broke the output. It's part of the chest over here. Let's grab one of these. So we're going to extract on green and insert on green. Alright, so there we go. Hot canthal ingot. I am not going to pick it up. It hurts you because it's hot. But if you notice, when I set this up side, I set it to extract on brown, but only with a redstone signal. So we are going to do some wiring here. Redstone signal there. There was this natural hole underneath the base. And you're going to insert on brown. So that's what that one's exporting on. Alright. So if I pull this lever, the contents of this chest will get transported over to this chest. But first, let's empty this out and do some building. Power first. Let's run, say, disconnect from you, and you are going to extract all the time on green. That should be good. I'm going to put down a CEF there. The numismatic dynamo. Blah, 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 blah. And as soon as I set that to insert, he should start getting diamonds. There he goes. He's generating power. Let's toss these guys in. So we've got plenty of power in there. That is going to feed into a freezer. So I've made all these parts. The main part was the vacuum freezer block itself, which required the tier 4 circuits. These guys, which I now can make. And have made. So, let's see here. Oh wait, this is going to be actually facing up. Can I just rotate it up? Yeah. And then I had some diamonds in there. Put a piece of cable on, because I think the bottom is all of these things. Then we put a power input there. Fluid output I want over here. The top is all of these. Next batch. Controller in the middle. Fluid input over here. This is really the design that they say to use, and I said, yeah, stuck with it. There we go, and it forms. Good. Put a piece of cable here to insert and extract all the time. And you extract all the time and insert. And actually, before we tell it to extract all the time, let's send this hot cancel over. There it is. Now you can extract. And this should, yes, it's working. Now I think I did. No, this guy's fine. He's going up still. So even with no enhancements to its output, it's at its maximum. It says 6,000, just with efficiencies, and stop when you're full and use diamonds. No upgrades in power outage and outputs are needed for this one. For this guy, when he's running, he did need extra power, so he's got 3 of those. So he's a little bit more expensive in diamonds, but he's not running too often. And now we have cancel, and that's a lot more cancel than I put in. That's because when I was testing, I ran a bunch through it. But now we can make the cancel blocks. Is it just a block of cancel? I don't think so. Or is it? Cupernickel coil block. So it's probably a cancel coil. Aha, there we go. Cancel coil block. So 2x cancel wire. So that's 8. We're going to need a lot of this. I'll get it started turning into wire. And it's already running. It's making copper wire because I was running short on that. I definitely need to upgrade these guys. These are still all low voltage. These are all low voltage. These are all medium voltage. I think even this one over here is medium voltage, isn't it? No, that one's high. But this one's still medium. That one's medium. But then all of these over here are high voltage. So I need to start going back and upgrading previous things. Again, my frame rate. Down. Goes up. 27. Still sucks. 51. 114 when I look up. I turned off VSync. 110 that direction. Still good. Whoa, dropped. Something about these machines over here. I thought it was the signs. I took them all down, but they didn't make a difference. I don't know. It's going 40, 30. It's varying a lot. I guess when things happen, it can slow me down temporarily. You know, machines start processing. But now we can make the EV. You know, I'm probably not going to upgrade the low voltage machines until I can upgrade them to insane voltage, which is the next level. Alright, so we're making cancel. I guess I'll come back when I've got enough cancel wire. Oh, got to empty this out. To make the upgrade. Don't lose it. To get all these tiny, I use my crafting table on a stick and do a Shift K on one of those piles. Then hit R to sort them. Shift K again. R to sort, and then hit K one more time. That compacts it all. I've got a lot of this phosphor dust, but I don't really need it now that I'm using the salt. I could set up something over there to take it to make chlorine as well, since I do seem to be getting a lot of it from somewhere. I guess it's processing the apatite is getting me all this. I do have quite a bit of it. 17,000. It really needs a storage drawer at this point. Let's see, is this going to be enough? Let's get it. Where's my wrench? May not have to cut away. I may have enough. 32. Oh, wait, we got to make it 2x. So now I'm not so sure. Whoop. That's one layer, and this is another layer. Okay, so that's enough right there. I think I only need 16. Oh, these are slow to break. I don't know if I can... I put ore miner, but I never set it up. Yeah. And I haven't gone mining in weeks. I mean, real world weeks. And I do something in the pack almost every... Okay, this is going to take forever. Let me do this, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I remember moving this stuff, and I remembered it didn't take too long. That's when I was using a diamond pick. Much faster. I don't know why the drill is so slow. Anyway. Nope, don't put it back down again. We're upgrading. It's a nice yellow. And form. Good. Now it's working. Now I can take the magnesium dust and the titanium tetrachloride and hopefully, let's turn that off. Didn't make anything already, did it? No. It's a little slow. To make it go faster, we'll have to upgrade to high voltage. Or maybe we'll jump to... oh, it's going down. This takes a lot of energy. So even with 3 of these, it's not enough. Still, there's a lot of power stored in here. I don't know if I'll ever have it running continuously. Oh, we're done. So you get high titanium and magnesium chloride dust. What is this useful for? Get a little bit of magnesium back out of it and reuse the chlorine. About half. Using some sodium. So, I don't know, it's another way to get chlorine back. Recycle a little bit of it. Put that away. Alright, so let's go and send this to the freezer. Did I not... I didn't hold it, let it go long enough. There it goes. Oh, that was fast. There we go. Titanium. Very nice. Yeah, these titanium plates are going to be used for a lot of things. Advanced machine structure. That's not used for anything. EV pistons, power units, machine casing, stable titanium machine casing. What's that used for? Boilers, engine intakes, titanium turbine casing, firebox, EV machine hull. That's the thing. Alright, so we can definitely go to EV now. I can probably upgrade... Well, it does... Let's see. EV. Do these machines require... Oh, tier 4. Good, we can still do that. Oh, first tier 4, this guy. Yep, that's the one I'm making. Nichrome wire. Okay, I'll need nichrome. Oh, this way. Vacuum freezer, hot nichrome comes from chrome ingots and nickel ingots, so I can do that. No gas needed. I've got the temperature. Alright, I'll make some nickel and chrome. I don't think I've got any chrome cooked up into ingot form. So let's make a... I'm assuming I can just toss it in here. Usually the dusts... Usually, but not in this case. So how do we turn these into an ingot? Blast furnace, of course. It's not even a hot temperature. Send these over. So let's take this out and put in some of the chrome. Have to wait till it's done with the next. I definitely now I'm going to need some additional blast furnaces now that I've got more than just, one or two recipes that use them. Probably going to put them upstairs. Oh, by the way, you probably have been wondering, hey, what the hell is all this catwalk? I made this, but I left the corners empty to do with you guys. So once I make sure that this is working, turn that off. It should now be doing, yes, chrome. All right, well, I'll let the chrome go. And then I'll put this stuff back in. I don't know what it's going to do when they're both in there. Whichever one it does is fine by me. All right. In this pack, titanium is little bits. I don't need the chisel right now. Little bits is pretty nice. You make a little bit bag, and all the recipes for these tools are very straightforward and cheap. Iron around a hammer. Hammer is lapis and ingot. Very simple stuff. The little bits bag, you can open it up and you can put blocks in here. I put, what is this? Thorium. I know I'll need thorium later for other things, but it was black and I had it, so I made some blocks of thorium. And that makes it available as bits. And if you've seen chisels and bits, it's very similar to that. So what you do is, I'm going to need some walls here to build up against. You can use the chisel. It's really all I'm going to need, the chisel and one of these. The chisel recipe is cheap, and the recipe is also cheap. So if you crouch, no, what was it? Z? Yeah, Z. You can choose from the blocks in your bag as to what you want, or from blocks in your inventory. I'm choosing the thorium. And then you can choose different shapes. Box, sphere, cylinder, wall, line, slice. I'm using box. It's the most versatile. These don't matter for this. And I'm not doing anything with the colors, because in the bag you can put dyes in here, and the CYMK, cyan, yellow, magenta, and black. You put any dye in there and it'll turn into some combination of CYMK. These are like printer colors. And then it lets you, when you're placing blocks, Z, choose some special color. So if I was putting down cobblestone, I could put down green cobblestone. But since I'm putting down something that's black, it's already pretty black. I guess I could have made cobblestone and put black ink in there and use that to make it look dark. But thorium is handy. So with that set up, and now I've got, as you see, there's a little tiny cube glowing down there. And since I want to make the corners for these scaffolds, let me just remember how I designed the scaffold. All right. Actually, let's make one and just put it down for reference. Got to make this table over here. And once you've made a recipe, and I'll show you how to do that, you put it there, and you say craft. And there it's made one. So in my inventory is now a piece of scaffold, which I can put down. So, all right. So for the corner, yeah, all right. What we're going to do is we're going to right-click once, move over here, and right-click again. And I want a second layer, right? Because it's too high. Yep. And yeah, I do two at the edges. So We'll have an edge piece here, an edge piece here, and I think it was 3, and then 4, and then 3 was the pattern I was doing. Yeah. Oh, that one seems too wide. Oh, I did 3, 4, 4. There's 3, 4, 3. Oh, I know what's wrong. Okay, you can undo. It's because I had one over here. Right? Yeah, because that's going to be the corner. So we're going to just do 3 from this side, 4 in the middle, and 4 on the side that's the track. Yeah, that'll do it. That should line everything up. Now I need the poles, which go all the way up to here. And then I made a little bolt there. And up. And I guess I'm going to have to move these over here to make the last pole. There we go. Now I'm going to take one of these recipes. I'm going to click on the lower corner and then an opposite upper corner. I can take it over here to the table, put it in, and craft 4 of them. Let's go see if they fit. Now it'll show you a preview when you place it in here, and I need to rotate it. So I'm going to use the arrow key to rotate it twice. Place it. Oh, I forgot the railing. Alright, let's go fix that. Now you can go into your bag and take any failed and drop them in here, and they get turned back into bits, which is very nice. So the railing is going to be here to there, and there to there. Yeah, that is it. I think we can clear this. Oh, that's the wrong one anyway. Where'd it go? I dropped it on the ground. See if we can reuse it. I don't. Oh, okay, we can just, if we right click it, we can clear it. Oh. Why is that now? Does that stack? It does not stack. Okay, just a crouch right click, cleared it. There we go. Come over here. Make me 4 of them. And I think I can just overwrite the one that's here. If I can get it into the right position. Need to rotate. Why is that up through the ceiling? Oh, because I started it. Yeah, I should have started it from the top. Let me toss these away. Do it one more time. Clear. So start from the top. Oh. Start from the top, down to the bottom. Pick it up this time. No, it's still being different. Well, I could just do this. Oh, now it's also not. Over here it's locking, but here it's not. I guess I will just have to destroy the one that's here. And there is a way to destroy the whole thing as one breakage instead of doing this piecemeal like I'm doing. But I just want to clear out the bottom part. And that's good enough. So now it's still being annoying on me. Why is that not snapping? Maybe it's just because it's interfering with the one that's there. I must admit I'd not... Whoops. Can undo even breaking these things. Can't see... There. Alright, there should be nothing in... Oh, no, there's one more piece. There should be nothing in the way now. Yeah, there we go. That was the problem. Alright. So let's test it out. It looks good. Oh, I broke a piece there. Well, I'll just use my chisel and bit to draw a fresh piece. Alright, let's just put down another one. This should be a lot easier now because I'm not replacing something that's already there. Well, we rotate and place. You know, I can fly. I don't really need catwalks, but it's fun. That gave me something to hang all the fluid tanks from, instead of having them floating in the air. I'm not going to do a lot of decoration in this pack because there's so much work to do, but I know, a little bit is nice. All right. Excuse me. Now, which tool is it? The hammer? Oh, no, okay, yeah, this one lets you draw out there to there. There we go. Should have just been doing that. That turns it all back into bits in the bit bag. Or the little tiles bag. Which it stores as blocks. So I can pull out 14 blocks. That one is only a portion of a block. So it stays in there. Alright, let me figure out what I'm doing next, and I'll be right back. Alright, well, the episode's getting a little bit towards the end, so we're going to wrap a few things up with some changes. It's actually been a day or two since the last clip, so pardon if there's a discontinuity. I've added this machine, which takes hydrogen and turns it into... Oh, man, look at the liquids, gases, fluids, deuterium. And just to keep us from running out of hydrogen, this thing turns water into, again, fluids. Well, you know what water is made of. Let me hear it. Hydrogen, oxygen. It also keeps our oxygen supply up. I'm also out of chlorine now, but the hydrogen is now going back up. And oxygen, I've got way too much oxygen. I had to add another container for it. It's already up to 4,000 buckets. That was today, I think I put this here. But upon putting this one in here, I had to make a change. You notice these are now in on red and out on yellow. I had them both in and out on red. All the fluids were in and out on red, so that it would send it to any machine that needed it, or if it couldn't, it would go up into the tank. And if any machine that needed something that wasn't available from another machine, it would pull it from the tank. But now that I had 2 tanks of oxygen, it was just flowing back and forth between them, and that's no good. So now all the machines that have a fluid out do so on red, which sends them to the containers. And their input is on yellow, which comes from the containers. Oh, except the ethylene, which isn't going anywhere right now. So the ins and outs are all red in, yellow out for the tanks, red out, yellow in for all the machines. It says red out. And then some of them, well, that's items. That's moving the salt up. But there are a few cases where a fluid is only going to one place. Oh, over here, I remember. That has red insert and extract. Ah, yeah. In this case, it outputs 2 fluids. So it outputs on red so that one of the fluids goes to storage. The other one has no storage. So it goes in over here. It's the only, I think it's the diluted hydrochloric or something. One of the diluteds. I can look at here. Always put on filter. Diluted sulfuric acid. Has no other tank. It has to come to this machine. And I have no need for a buffer. I don't make it. I can process it faster than I can make it, obviously. It's sitting here idle. And then the sulfuric acid, it outputs, comes back out on red. So that one was a special case. I think there was another special case down here. Yeah, this one's in and out on red. So it takes the phosphoric acid and it creates the tritium. Anyway, the phosphoric acid comes in here. There is a container for it, isn't there? No, there isn't. Okay, that's why. So one of these machines that creates the phosphoric acid, I think it's this one, outputs on red. There's nowhere for it to go, so it comes in here. So again, it's one of the only places for it. And I added a tank for the deuterium. 73 buckets. Pretty good, because you only get 10 millibuckets. You can see it's only going up by 10 millibuckets for every bucket of hydrogen it goes through, and it's sort of slow. So I wanted to set that up and get it going, because I'll be needing deuterium later. I also cleared out the floor that was here and the basement, and I've got a ramp down here. This is the little tiles again. And I'm going to have my oxygen, or my air, liquefy the air in these machines that I'll put here. And the liquefied air will get separated out into various things here, and then the noble gases will get sent over here and processed into like argon and xenon and all that fun stuff that we'll need later. But I was just sort of measuring out to see if it all fits, and it fits nicely in there, I think. I don't have any way from here to get to the next floor except to go through the regular elevator up and over. But I decorated a little bit more with these little tiles. Notice that this is 2 half blocks, even though it looks like a block. Just to get a different angle there. It's not a regular half block. This is a 1.5 block slope. So it looks a little different. Subtle. And then these ramps are not also 1-to-1. You see it's different sizes. But it fits perfectly. I really like the slope feature of little tiles. And over here, I rearranged these and made a couple extras. So now I've got 4 with Enderman. 1, 2, 3, and this is a new one. Oh wow, he's already up to 121. He's up to advanced. So 4 making ender pearls. Well, 4 making Enderman pristine matter. And 4 doing shulkers. 1, 2, 3. This is advanced. 4, that's advanced. I made those 2 at the same time I made him. So all these are coming over to this one. They all now have... I simplified a little bit. You notice they're on the floor now, so I don't have any pipes on the bottom. Because the back can pull out from both slots. You see these both disappeared there. I have them all coming out on red. Red can go in here, but I have this one set to -10 priority. Now for the overworldian matter and so forth, they'll have to come here. They can't go anywhere else. But all of the pristine matter will first try to come to any of these machines, and they all have a filter saying what type they accept. And each one is a different type, though some types are repeated. I've got the thermal ones, the pristine thermal elemental matter, in all 4 of these machines, just to make the 3 different rods and obsidian dust, because that's useful. Slimes are making platinum coins, because you can melt down the coins for platinum. It's a source of platinum. The blazes are doing coal. Witches are doing... Let's see. Actually, I should swap these two, just so that the blaze is here doing sulfur and here doing coal. These 3 are doing witches, sugar, glowstone, and redstone. Oh, this one's not doing anything. I should decide what else I want to do here. I could do aluminum. I don't know. I'll think about what I want to do. One extra. Oh, I was just going to put lead there, but I haven't made a lead. Which one is lead? Wither skeleton. Yeah, because I haven't made the wither skeleton one yet. Not for any reason. I could do it. I've got wither skeleton skulls. Just haven't done it yet. So I'll have lead there, silver, tin, gold, copper, gold, iron, and then all my ender pearls and diamonds. Because these 2 are important. But even with 4 generating diamonds and ender pearls, you only need 1 each. Because these are so much faster than these. And I've added a few more. I hate the fact that these are all different styles now, including this one, which again, it's just a little different. I don't know what happened there. I will switch them all to blue, but it's going to take a while to drain some of these because I've got like 356k. Definitely not going to break it, that's for sure. And I've got 3 more types. I'll have 1 for lead. I'll probably rearrange them once I do change them over. And I had to add another numismatic over here with 3 increased outputs. So it's generating 10,000 at full power. It's not outputting that much because 3 is enough. 2 was not quite enough because you can see they're putting out 5,700. Well, I don't know. It should have been enough. The maximum power is just how much it stores, isn't it? If I take one of these out... Yeah, okay. Well, it changes both. I don't know. I needed a 3rd one, and now they're all going up. That's the important thing. Because just having more of these machines running. Which means it's going to eat more diamonds, but now I've got twice as much diamond production here. So every time I get on, I come over here and I check this. And it was going down before, because I think it got up to like 40k. Maybe. It was usually in the 20s, but now it's in the high 20s, so it's going up. And I moved this one up, just so it's in line with these. And it's doing okay, too, at 95k. And the ender pearls should go up now, too. Alright, I think that is... Oh, one other thing. I processed some neodymium. Swapped out the titanium for oxygen into the fluid input hatch, so that I can make the neodymium, because it oh no, it did need the oxygen. What needed the oxygen? One of the other metals I was making needed oxygen. I should say what it was. I don't remember. Ingot. be one I don't have a ton of. Oh, I just needed to make more annealed copper. That's what it was. I was thinking, well, what new material was? No, it was an old one, annealed copper. Copper and oxygen makes annealed copper. I already had it. I just had to make some more. But yeah, with neodymium, it's used, I think, the magnetic rods. Yeah. An insane voltage. That's where we're heading. I need to make tungsten steel. That's steel and tungsten. No problem there. We can do that right now. Do I have tungsten, though? I don't think I do. I do not. So let's see. It's the one I haven't looked up yet. So the tungsten steel. Here's the, not tungsten carbide. Tungsten. Vacuum freezer. Hot tungsten. Tungsten dust comes from scheelite. Okay. And I don't think you can buy scheelite. No. I think that only comes... And for some reason, the microminers don't... You can't look up where this comes from if it comes from a microminer. But you come into the microminers here and you look up the tier 1 guy, uses. I think scheelite was one of it, wasn't it? Tier 1. Rutile. Maybe not. Maybe that's tier 2. Bauxite, copper, scheelite. Okay, so it's tier 2. So that'll be a ways, I guess. So we're going to have to get on to the microminer. For that, we're going to need modularium. And to make modularium, you need a deuterium. So I've got steel dust energetic blend. I can do deuterium and make modularium in my blast furnace. It's hot enough, powerful enough. No problem. I'll set that up. I'll make some modularium. It probably takes a while. Yeah, 30 seconds each. I'll set it up for a couple stacks overnight. And then we can make the microminer blueprint here. So you need a lot of the modularium. And one of the other things in there is quantum compressor. Quantum compressor, black steel, we should be able to make that. Black steel dust is steel dust, black bronze dust, void crystal, red coal. I've got red coal, I've got void crystal, I've got steel dust. Black bronze is just copper, 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 silver, gold. Pretty simple. I've got all these on hot and cold running tap from the mob simulation. Red coal is just coal and a resonator. No problem there. Void crystal is the atomic reconstructor on coal. And I just got to grind up some of our steel. So I can make that. These luminescence, I've got that. Black steel, aluminum, ender pearl plate. Just take a bunch of ender pearls to make a block and then cut it up in the cutting machine. More black steel. So we just need a bunch of black steel for this thing. And that goes in the center. And everything else is just modularium, modular machine blocks. Oh, and ineffable glass. Ineffable glass. Thickened glass, which is just sandy glass. Cooked up, which is sand and glass. Around a moonstone, which is lunar reactive dust around a diamond, and that's just lapis in a resonator. So I can do that. So I don't think there's anything holding us back from doing the modularium next time. The microminer itself, tier 1. These, conductive iron, red alloy, resonating, conductive iron, nether quartz, redstone glass. tier 2 circuits. Steel heavy plating and steel plate. This is quartzite, brass rod, steel plate, tier 1 circuit. Yep, no problem. We can make a bunch of these. And then the last ingredient, rocket fuel. Rocket fuel, got two choices, oxygen and dimethylhydrazine, or dinitrogen tetroxide with dimethylhydrazine. This gives you 6, this gives you 3. So you get twice as much for going the extra step of making the dinitrogen tetroxide, which is oxygen and ammonia. Or nitrogen dioxide, which is nitrogen and oxygen. That you can get from centrifuging air. That you can get by electrolyzing. You actually get nitrogen and oxygen from the centrifuge of air. And you just combine them back together again, though you need extra oxygen. That gets you the dinitrogen oxide, which then can be turned into the dinitrogen tetroxide by running it again. This is actually pretty simple. And then you just need the dimethylhydrazine, which is chloramine and dimethylamine. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to have to make a whole bunch more stacks of machines to get all this stuff. Mercury we've got, water we got, chlorine we got. Ammonia is fermented biomass, we can make that, so these two are not a problem. Dimethylamine is methanol and ammonia. Ammonia, again, from fermented. Methanol, we can get from fermented. So it looks like that won't be a problem. So I will set those machines up, or have a project chest for next episode, so you can see me set it up. Let me know in the comments if you still want project chests for setting these up, these stacks up, or if at this point explaining which machines I'm using to do what is enough. I don't want to bore you with a project chest and assembling something when you understand it. Yeah, we'll go with feedback on that one. And I do need to improve on this. I've just been slapping these things down willy-nilly. I got space for 3 more interfaces just for all these. These are all, I'm only using this for handcrafting materials. I've got only one thinking craft at a time, and it's going to be something that I ask for. Nothing else, no automated system is permitted to use this right now. That may change, but that's where I'm drawing the line between the automation that I do and automation that's just running. The exception might be these things. I think I'm going to break down and make it so that these things craft on demand. Maybe set up some keep X amount, just because it is a pain to come over here and refill the materials to get the right one that I want. And there's so many more we're going to need in the future. This is just up to level, what, 4? Yeah, up to level 4. To start with level 5, I got to start right from the beginning. You can't reuse any of this stuff for level 5. So I think it will be useful to make this on demand. So I'll think about doing that as well. So I'm going to get the liquid air processing, so that's going to just be a lot of machines, a lot of crafting, and just want to get that going, sort of like the deuterium. I'll get a bunch of new machines over here to do the new fluids I'll need for the rocket fuel. And I'll get the modularium cooking up with the deuterium. And that sounds like it's going to be the next episode. All right, I like it. I have a plan. I don't always have a plan in this pack. It's good to have a plan. So, until next time, this is Nonsanity signing out. Take care, be good, and see you next time.